Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to share with you some of the things that I did to prepare for labor and delivery, and hopefully you'll find some inspiration to get up and do some of the things, so keep on watching. The first thing that I did in both pregnancies is walk. I did at least a walk a day. With my first son, I was able to walk around my neighborhood, but with my second son, all I could do was just walk around the house. And also, I did a sort of an exercise routine that is also safe for prenatal, and I will link it somewhere up here so that you can check it out. But of course, make sure that you're walking as much as you can. That helps with your pelvis, moving along with your pelvis. That way you're going to be ready. And this is for normal delivery. If you have a bouncy ball or an exercise ball, they also call it yoga balls. You can bounce on that ball for a while, as many times as you can in a day. It is not only relaxing, but it also helps push your baby down your pelvis. You can do this as much as you want. You can find also some people who have done exercises with the exercise ball on YouTube, and you will learn some of the moves that you can use to actually make the pelvis supple. So yeah. Another thing I did a lot is just lean on your counter with your hands and just swing from side to side. This not only helps with relaxation, but it can also help even when you're having contractions. And if you have your partner as well, holding your back and squeezing on your waist as much as you can, just at the pelvis, it also helps a lot in relieving some of the stress that you may feel when you're having a contraction. Another thing that is very important is that you should have your hospital bag packed. I do not know about other areas, but if you're going into a public facility or a mission facility, they do not provide you with diapers, they do not provide you with clothes or anything or swaddles for your child. So make sure that you have your toiletries ready for your baby. That is your diapers, your socks, your mittens, your clothes, all those tiny little things that you think that your child might need. And as well for yourself, carry yourself a leso, if you know, or a kanga, we call them here. It's just a, a piece of clothing a lot of African women just wrap around their waist while they're walking. That is also good for you because you're going to be in just a robe, and those hospital robes can have had a few uses, so they may be transparent. So it's best to have a lesso with you. Another thing is you can also carry your pads, though those ones are also provided at the hospital. You can carry your toiletries, things that will make you feel awesome while you're in the hospital. But that depends. I do not know how the privates do it, but that is for the people who are going for public mission kind of hospitals. If you have other children, also make sure you have prepared their meals and know exactly where they're going to stay for the few days you might stay at hospital. Of course, you may stay longer or shorter, but have someone who's going, maybe a relative whom they can stay with for a while, as mommy is going to do the delivery and coming home with their baby brother or sister. Another thing that I find that is very important is your mind. Your mind is your greatest tool. I remember with my first son, I was focused on telling myself awesome things that I am made for. I am a woman. I was created to handle birth. I'm able to keep birth as smoothly as possible. You can find you can find some hypnobirthing videos on YouTube all about that. People who think about the mind and having your mindset ready and positive for a natural birth. But as well, I'm thinking that this is best for everyone who's going to go into labor at one point, whether you have scheduled a C-section, whether you're going for a normal delivery. This is important to, as you're preparing for labor and delivery, when you're going through your last checkups, also make sure to ask the doctors what you may be required to carry along. And mostly you're supposed to pay some sort of deposit so that you can book a bed in advance, and so that that caters for a lot of things. So make sure that you ask what the hospital requires from you, and then if there are any payments that you need to make, also make them in advance before you start going into delivery mode. I also found out that your delivery date may not be the date that actually your baby comes or your contractions start. They may take longer or they may take shorter. So always be ready. By the time you hit your 37th week, always be ready for delivery. It can go as long as 41 weeks, but mostly here, doctors don't allow you to go that far into your pregnancy, and especially if you have other conditions, they may recommend an induction or a C-section if it is if it is risky to you. But as long as you're having a normal delivery here, mostly doctors induce you when you've reached your due date. They induce you so that you can start on labor. My experience personally is that I really tried to avoid an induction. I just know that inductions are not going to be as awesome as just having things start normally. If things start normally, I'm so jealous of you, and that is awesome. Just you will have no issues at all. But if you have to also go through an induction, I've learned that you should also accept the kind of delivery that the Lord is going to give you, and it is going to help you with your mind, and eventually you're going to be happy about it. So whatever the Lord gives you, just say thank you. As long as you have a bundle of joy, there are other people who go through the same process and they don't have the privilege to hold their babies, or they may not make it themselves. So it is also awesome to be grateful and have your mind right. Prepare for a normal delivery, but also accept the fact that the Lord gives you. While also you're preparing for labor and even during labor, make sure that you stay upright as much as you can. Do not lie on the back. That kind of inhibits the motion downwards, and you want this baby to move downwards, down your pelvis. So make sure you keep as upright as much as you can. If you're tired, you can stay on all fours. That also helps with keeping your baby positioned and locked in that delivery mode kind of place. Another thing that I found that was super helpful in Kenya, when you reach your due date, your doctors may require you to stay at the hospital. And if you're going to a public facility or a mission hospital, you may not have your own rooms. Of course, those ones, maybe you have to pay more in order to have that. But if you're going into a ward with other women who are in labor, just carry your phone, carry anything, a book, and just switch everything out, because everyone has their different experiences, everyone has the different expectations. Others have not even read ahead on what they're going to expect there, so there may be a lot of screams, a lot of issues that are going around. So if you want to stay as calm as possible in order to prepare your mind and heart and brain to be in the right place, so block everything out, carry your earphones, and just meditate on your baby, and you'll be fine. Another thing that I mentioned in my first video, my first nervous video was, and I'll link it somewhere up here, is practice J breathing. Breathing as in breathe through your nose and then out through your body. Practice this as much as you can. If you have been practicing it all the way your pregnancy, it will not be hard to do it even at the end of it, but it is also a very awesome thing to help you with keeping your mind right, and also it may help you a lot in delivery, because you will be breathing your baby out instead of pushing your baby out. So those are some of the things that I learned when I was in labor, and hopefully it will be helpful to one or two ladies out there, and I wish you a happy delivery. Thank you for watching.